Hi there, welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbah. Now, Ghanaian athletes are calling on the government to settle unpaid allowances ahead of the country's participation in the Olympic Games. Now, the athletes who are currently based in French city of Strasbourg have been preparing for the Games due to start on July 26 in Paris. Now, despite medal-winning performances in previous competitions, such as the World Relay Championship in the Bahamas and the African Athletics Championship in Douala, Cameroon, the athletes are yet to receive promised bonuses. Now, specifically, the men's 4x100 meter relay team who qualified for the Olympic Games at the World Athletics Relay in the Bahamas last May, and the athletics team in Douala who won 2 gold medals and silver still are waiting for the awards. Now, speaking to Graphic Sports on the condition of anonymity, the athletes called for prompt payment of the bonuses to boost morale ahead of the Olympic Games. We've got some of the statement from that interview with Graphic Sports. We're going to have it very shortly for you, where they were emphasizing the need for government to release the bonuses that are owed them. And you can see portions of that interview with Graphic Sports, and they say this issue is becoming prevalent. We were paid per diems during the African Games last June, but we haven't received any allowance for competing in the African Athletics Championship. We returned home empty-handed with bills to pay, especially those of us living abroad. So, and they also make a plea that the bonuses should be paid in foreign currency. And they say, and they explain why. They say, we don't have CD bank account. Receiving checks in the local currency creates problem. We need to authorize family members to handle the checks, convert the money and send it to us. By the time we get it, we lose a lot due to transfers and bank charges. They explain that it's a big disincentive for them. So the bonuses that are owed them, they're also calling on government to pay them in foreign currencies, because that's what they will be using it in their respective bases abroad. Now, the president of Ghana Athletics, Bah Husseini, has noted this concerns that in the delay of the payment of the bonuses owed the athletes, and he also responded. We've got portions of his response for you. We're going to have it on the screen shortly. But he's been given assurances that the Ministry of Youth and Sports will ensure that the matter is resolved. So he says that, yes, there are outstanding allowances. He further notes that I explained to the International Games Committee of the Ministry that bonuses for medals at the African Athletics Championship should be treated like those at AFCON. We are pushing for bonuses as requested in our African athletics budget. So, and on the issue of the payment of their bonuses in foreign currencies, he also says that on the issue of checks issued in cedis instead of foreign currency for the foreign-based athletes, it is really an inconvenience. And we will continue to engage the ministry to get it resolved so it does not escalate to a point where athletes are reluctant to compete for Ghana. He emphasizes that most of our talented athletes are based abroad. We must manage their welfare to ensure mutual benefit honors for the state and fair rewards for the athletes. He spoke to Graphic Sports on that. So that's the response from the president of Ghana Athletics on the concerns that has been raised by the Ghanaian athletes who are currently based in France ahead of the Olympic Games. They're calling for the bonuses to be paid so that they could be in the right state of mind as they prepare for the Olympic Games due to start some 10 days from now. Away from that, the Black Stars captain, Andre Ayew, has emphasized mental toughness as a trait for players in dealing with social media criticisms and abuse alike. Speaking to students at the University of Ghana on his professional career, while calling for moderation in criticisms meted out to players, Ayew explained that ultimately players will need to be mentally tough to deal with online abuse.
Trying to understand the reason why it's coming that way or in that sense. So it depends on what the journalist or people or fans, whatever, Twitter and all these things, social media.
Yeah.
All depends on, you know, where is it coming from. You have to try and analyze yourself. Sometimes it's unfair, doesn't make sense.
Highly unfair.
Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't make sense, and sometimes they have a point. But like we say, we are human beings. In everything, there is a way to go about it. But we have to know, like we say, where we are, and we're in Ghana.
We have 33 million coaches.
So we need to be able to manage all these things that's coming with it. That doesn't mean we have to everything say amen to it, but because also we are, let's say, personalities in our country, and we want to show a good image outside, we can't be going back and front with our own people, our own media people, our own fans. So sometimes, as a personality, you have to swallow things that you know is completely emotional.
Right.
It's not true, or fake news or whatever. But that's where your mental toughness comes, and you need to be able to, you know, endure pain to smile later.
Yes.
That's my virtue.